Hello everyone and welcome back to Always Watching. Today we're discussing one of my favorite documentaries of the year, Champions of Golden Valley. Briefly, the documentary follows young athletes from rival villages in Afghanistan competing in a local ski race. The film takes place 3 years before the collapse of the government in Afghanistan, triggering the return of the Taliban. The film is set in Bamiyan, a mountain region used by Buddhists in the past. The area is a place rich with history that was unfortunately eradicated by the Taliban in an effort to destroy anything that challenged their beliefs or version of history. Prior to the resurgence of the Taliban, communities like those in Bamiyan were really successful in rebuilding their pride and their identity. The documentary is very much focused on showcasing something called the Afghan Ski Challenge, which takes place in the winter. And this is an event meant to bridge divisions and encourage unity among the people. I thought the film did an excellent job of building anticipation for the event. You become very excited and you're really invested in who's going to win. And the film also does a great job of giving these characters emotional depth. The film anchors its story through Ali Shah, a coach and athlete from Bamiyan. Through him, we're able to learn more about the dynamics in this community, the challenges that they have to overcome, and what the increasing popularity of the ski challenge means for the people, for the future of the people in this community. The Afghan Ski Challenge is a massive event here, but the film focuses on the two main attractions, Saeed and Hussein, two young men from opposing villages with a deep passion for skiing. Through their rivalry, the film is able to unpack the devastating impacts of the past and how these divisions can be bridged in the future. I felt the documentary was incredibly joyful and exciting. It really felt like you were watching like an episode of a show. Like you become very invested in the ski challenge and you really grow to care about the people in this community. I thought the color scheme was amazing. It goes from black and white to color to really show the devastating impacts of the Taliban. I also thought the score was really exceptional because the imagery is really bright. And I think what that does is it takes this place that otherwise would seem very hostile and isolated and turns it into a community no different from any other. Prior to this Afghan Ski Challenge, Ali Shah explains to us how the winter months were like people would dread them. It was a very difficult time. And now it's a season that people look forward to because they can ski and they can ski and play in the snow. This is a massive challenge. People spend months and months preparing for it. It's really an opportunity for people to escape the harsh life of the mountains and create some optimism for the future. Through Ali Shah's character, we're able to appreciate the massive changes that have been happening in this place. The ski challenge, I think, demonstrates how change is not always material, it's mental, it's emotional, and the increasing popularity of this challenge has created such joy in this place that people have become more open-minded. Women are now competing, and this is a huge achievement considering how women were not even able to show their faces not that long ago. I thought Ali Shah was a very compelling character to narrate the film because he grew up during the worst of Taliban rule and he had an opportunity to get out and start a new life. Instead, he comes back to Afghanistan to help people rebuild. Organizing this event is a massive challenge on its own, the logistics of it, managing outreach, and the end result is such a wonderful demonstration of what is possible if people are free to live as they wish. I also thought the documentary did a great job of highlighting their culture, their religion, their beliefs as a source of strength, not one of weakness. The Taliban essentially perverted the religion and perverted their beliefs and culture as a way to solidify their rule. And without the Taliban, people are able to practice their religion without fear, and therefore they are more open-minded and they're more open to change. Now, with that being said, overcoming challenges in Bamiyan is an uphill battle. Like, it's not easy. However, it's not impossible. I thought the way the film focused on the Afghan Ski Challenge and the way it really, it's a very pleasant watch despite the subject matter. I think what that does is it humanizes the people whose lives came to a halt once the Taliban took over again. Following the unwanted return of the Taliban, Ali Shah and his family were forced to flee. And this is because he was at risk of being killed for encouraging women to participate in the event. And because we spend so much time with Ali Shah and these athletes, your heart is really broken. I think the film really does a great job of creating that emotional bond where you feel as devastated as he is, because you understand the magnitude of what he lost and how hard it will be to get that back. And I think the movie does a great job of capturing the feeling of displacement and what that does to a person's identity, that their sense of self. Being a refugee is a life of uncertainty. You don't really know what's going to happen next. No one wants to leave their home. Like, this is not something that people aspire to. The Afghan Ski Challenge really highlighted the enormous potential of the people in this community and how the disruption of the Taliban is not only a loss to the people of Afghanistan, but to the world. These young men had the potential not just to change their own lives, but to influence others and really create a life much bigger than they imagined. And the Afghan Ski Challenge, like, the movie is so smart in that Ali Shah was able to build an infrastructure through this ski challenge that enabled people to dream of a life outside of what is expected of them. And something he says that made me really sad is, for him, life is over. For his children, they will thrive, they will learn the language, they will get jobs, but for him, he feels as if his life has come to an end. He doesn't really know what to do next. And as a refugee, you have this tension between trying to rebuild what you lost and establishing something new. And this is a challenge that everyone faces, regardless of whether or not you left the country or whether or not you're still in the country fighting. For those who stayed, they have the task of trying to maintain this infrastructure despite the danger. For those who left, how do you build on this infrastructure from a distance? And it's a really tough thing, and it's not an easy thing. And the Taliban's resurgence has had a devastating impact on the people of Afghanistan. They have set them back thousands of years. And it's really a shame. I think this documentary is worth seeing. It's one of the best documentaries I've seen in a long time. Like, I guaranteed 100%, if you have a chance to watch it, there's no way you're not going to enjoy yourself. You guys let me know what you think, and until next time.